um, 3+Kei, and I'm here to encourage your physical health and persistent education. We're here at the powerlifting gym. Let me see, there we go. I'm gonna stretch just right quick. Do not follow the way that I stretch because I don't I don't stretch sufficiently, which could cause injury. It's a very stupid thing. But today is going to be a little limited anyway because I'll be doing deadlift. But anyway, I was just thinking about this group of boys called the Renterias. So, a very long time ago, a very, very long time ago, I was 20 years old and I was engaged, and something happened, and all of a sudden, I went from what was a perfect life or what I thought was happening. Overnight, I didn't have a place to go, and I was single. And so, some mutual friends of ours had a condo. So, where I grew up in Evanston, Illinois, and it's like not everybody's well to do, but people in general, like the circle I hung out with, everybody was pretty well to do. So, anyway, the Renteria boys, their family had a house and they had a condo. And the Renteria boys, who were between maybe 19 and 23, they stayed in the condo. And they were gracious enough to let me stay in the condo too. They converted their dining room into a bedroom for me, and it was just very kind of them to do that for me when I didn't have a place to go, which is why I'm just a big fan of helping people out when they show they want to get out of their situation. So this is a side note, but if somebody wanted to stay at my house, I would never let somebody stay at my house that didn't already have a job. And you could be like, well, people could fall down on their luck, Lakita. And it's like, yes, you can go over to Express Personnel and sign up for a daily warehouse job or something like that. So you could have a job right away. Is it the job you want? Probably not. And the reason why is I've been screwed by people who did not did not have a job. And some of y'all are watching this and you're like, yeah, I let my cousin stay with me and he didn't have a job and he never did get a job because when people don't have their own money, anyway, I just kind of don't believe in taking care of other adults. But I did have a job, and they were gracious enough, and I paid them rent, and it was cool. But what I was just thinking about with the Renteria boys is how they left the toilet seat up. So this is the gym that I'm at. It's like a private like powerlifting club gym or whatever. And it's, I think, probably primarily men. There's a bunch of women here, but I think it's primarily men. And so the toilet seat is often up. But one thing about the Renterias, I remember distinctly that the toilet seat was always down, right? And I commented because boys or men don't always do that or see the significance in doing it. And they're a Mexican family too, right? And so I was commenting on like, wow, you guys always leave the toilet seat down. That's terrific. And they said, yeah, when we were little, because of our mom, if we left the toilet seat up, our dad would whoop us. And he didn't whoop us often, but that was one thing he would whoop us over, was leaving the toilet seat up because of mom. And so you might be like, well, what's the big deal? What does that matter? So the Renteria boys, all of them are married to wonderful women, like wonderful, very caring women. And my point, right, is that that simple act of like leaving the toilet seat down for the lady of the house translated into other chivalrous behaviors, right? Even though I was a young lady living with 3 young men, there was never like walking around with shirts off, or, and I've lived with other men before, right, that I wasn't in a relationship with, and it's kind of a mixed bag. But yeah, the Renteria boys, they're Renteria men now, and all 3 of them ended up with what society would call high value women. And it's like, no kidding, like they were trained to be very this is supposed to, oh dang it, I don't know where to, we'll put this right here for the time being. They were trained to be solid men. So shout out to the Renterias, and remember to train your children up in the way they should go. So today, like I said, we're at a powerlifting gym. Usually I do bench. I'm starting to do deadlift just a little bit. So I'm gonna set my clock here for 59 minutes. And we're gonna get into it. Okay. We're gonna start at 50 pounds. And what we're kind of working on is form. I just, I recently did, well, I'll tell you guys in a second. Let me kind of get myself together here. You gotta see 10. So at 11, we'll, I'm now editing the trying to catch up on editing videos. And episode 2 of Entering the Chat, what do you think about Jesus, was with Jacob, who's my 19-year-old gym mate. And you guys can check it out. But Jacob is a tank. He's about 250 pounds and lifts, quite easily, like 400 or 500 pounds. He kind of like manhandles the weight. And in our interview, he was saying, yeah, I used to be like fat or blah, 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 blah. And I would get bullied for that. And over time, as I got to know Jesus, I said to myself, he had asked himself the question, does Jesus want me in this body? And I asked him, this is in the clip, I asked him, do you mean the fatter body or the fitter body? And he was like, the fatter body. And it's not because it's quote unquote wrong to be fat. That wasn't his point. It was, if he, like now he's 250, lifting 500 pounds, if this was the call on his life or for the level of fitness that he's at, if that was his call, and at 11 years old, he felt that call on his fitness, the conclusion he came to was no, like Christ does not want me in this fat body. And he continued to develop his relationship with Christ and develop his fitness level. And if you talk to him, he's like, oh, I lift 500 now, but his goal is like 800 pounds or something like that. Jacob is like pure. He's like a tank. And he's really sweet. He's a really nice guy too, which I appreciate about him. All right, we're going to do this again. I'm going to do that one more time. I don't know if it looks easy or hard, but I'm like sweating. I even feel myself. It looks like I'm not doing anything, but somehow the sweat comes. Let me get a rag. I have a church thing after this. And it's like hot dogs and lemonade. So I budgeted for one hot dog because the thing is, when you're on like a regimen, you don't want to be, at least for me, you don't want to be the person that's like, oh, I can't eat the thing or go to the party because of the blah, 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 which is exactly where I was at, like lemonade and hot dogs. I don't really like do that. But the connections director invited me 2 times, and it's a church event, and I need to ask her if she ever figured out a person to host her website, because I need somebody to help me develop my website, and I don't want to spend a lot of money doing it. You can look at you can go to PursueTheSmile.com. I designed that. It looks like I designed it. It looks like someone who didn't know what they were doing went ahead and did it. And I would like it to look a lot more professional and cleaned up. But I don't want to I'm a big fan of can you recommend somebody to me? Can you refer somebody to me? Because sometimes you get products that are crappy, and the only reason why is because you just pressed a button, or you just said, oh, I'll work with you. Okay, one more set. Okay, we have 2 minutes to 1924. Gonna put a 5 kilogram plate on, and it will probably call it after this. I haven't done deadlifting a little bit, so. I know the church I go to, they've been having um these hot dog and lemonades, and I haven't been going because it's at 6:30 and my workouts are 4 to 6:30 every day. And so the issue is I'll come into prayer service because it's dark, and I'll come in at the end in the back of the room because I'm sweaty and funky. You know what I mean? I pop into prayer night because we're not talking to each other. We're doing our independent prayer kind of together. So prayer night is cool, but I feel like a night like tonight, the lemonade and the hot dogs, today I'm gonna leave a little bit early so I'm not so sweaty, but I don't wanna, or shorts. I get a little weird about wearing short shorts to church stuff, but bro, I don't know. I'll be honest, I'm at a point in my life, I'm getting very tired of just the performance of it all. We're all doing this thing, and I'll be honest. The real question is, can I generate income if I just am myself, right? And who is myself? I'm obnoxiously loud. I'm excitable. I am passionate. I do things other women my age aren't really into. Like, if it was my choice, I would play basketball and go shooting every day. I don't really know. I don't know any other woman. I love laser tag. Obviously, I do power building, or powerlifting. You know what I mean? I think it'd be really cool. I've kind of gotten over it. I used to pray for a friend that's like me, and it just kind of comes in pieces. Like, sometimes somebody will play basketball with me, sometimes this other person will go do powerlifting, sometimes this person, sometimes that person. But I don't know anybody that's just like up for the shenanigans. And I'm gonna give you guys another idea in a second, but count to 5 with me. Oh, that was poor form. Woo! That wasn't it. Yeah. 22, need to get to 24. Kicking my own butt. But anyway, yesterday, I don't know why I thought to do this. So I have some elderly neighbors on one side, and I was like, I have to eat kind of strict right now. So I didn't buy it, but I had a 4-pack of cheese Danishes. And I was like, oh, usually I'll eat one and give the other 3 to my elderly neighbors. Tell me why. And this is my example of the type of person I am, and like finding a friend like me is kind of like difficult. I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? Because on the other side, I have neighbors that have a toddler. It's like a mom, a dad, and a toddler. And I was like, you know what I'm finna do? I'm gonna play ding dong ditch. I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna leave the cheese Danishes there, and then I'm gonna run away, and it's gonna be really funny. And so in my mind, right, like I pulled my Danish out, and I was walking there, and then there's like 5 little steps down, and then I walked down, and then I put the Danishes there, and I'm already giggling to myself. I can hear the cartoons playing on the other side of the door, and I kind of like, like geared myself up, so I have to shoot up 5 stairs and like go down the way. So I kind of like, got myself, and I'm giggling, right? Because I'm about to play ding dong ditch. When I tell you, and I got my Danish, my own Danish, half a Danish in my hand. I geared up, right? Knocked on the door right quick, made it up about 2, 3 steps. Boom, flip flop down the stairs. Danish off to the side in the wings, in the weeds. Toenail cracked. And then I walked. I got myself together and just walked away, embarrassed. where am I going to find a friend who's going to play ding dong ditch with me? Do you know what I mean? Hey, Levi. Levi's my sweetheart. Hey, Levi. I'm doing a little bit of this, doing a little bit of that. Go. We got to make sure this form is solid, because that first one last time almost, you can feel it in your back, like, oh, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Oh, that's why my feet aren't. All right, count to 5 with me. Count to 5. What is it? 26. Got to get to 28. Thanks, Levi. Are your feet positioned correctly? Yeah, oh, you caught it too. Yeah, my feet weren't. You were right. Exactly. My feet weren't where they were supposed to be. But I think I caught it before I lifted, because that first set, I did the first rep, and right here in my back was like, bro, what are you doing? You know, praise God, man. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I caught it. Praise the Lord. Y'all don't know. I used to live in like a downstairs apartment, and I would be out of breath. Thank you. Thank you. I've been working on the form. That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm not, usually I put more weight on, but I brought the weight back so I could work more on form, but I have a little resistance to it. Um, and the state competition isn't until March, so I have plenty of time. My friend actually just got her trainer's license, so my plan is to hire is to uh is to hire her to train me, because I didn't come to play around. If y'all don't know nothing else about me, I really, if the Lord sets you on a path, in my opinion, I don't know how biblical it is, but why would you play in his face? Like, he sets you, let's say the calling on your life. I always say $1 million, right? But the calling on your life is to make $1 million. And the Lord sets you on a path, right? And you get maybe like your dream job, um, and you start to get lazy. You start to, it's like you're playing in the Lord's face. So when that gets stripped from you, don't cry then about how you lost your job or whatever. Let me see what you're saying, Levi. Are you in your place working out? No, this is it's like a private club, kind of like a private gym. So I also go to like a regular gym with like thousands of people. I think this one has like 50 members to it. And I appreciate it because usually there's these guys that come in at 5. They're not twins, but I call them twins. I call them the twins. Here they come right now. I was just talking. What?
Just me. Jared's on his way to Denver.
Oh.
Yeah, he's had to go see. They go down and see his wife's family.
I'm live streaming Jim and Jesus. I'm gonna not live stream now, but I was just saying, usually there's these two guys that come in and I call them the twins. They're not twins, but I call them that. And then you came in solo dolo.
I'm literally by myself.
Party's over, guys. Anyway, I am 3PlusKei. Thanks for joining me, guys. The takeaway is, if the Lord sets you on a path of fitness and optimizing your body, make sure you take that seriously and you go along on that route. I am 3PlusKei. I'm here to encourage you to pursue the smile by prioritizing the Lord, your physical health, and